Welcome to Stroke of Genius podcast, Executive Experience. I'm your host, Aaron Avila. Today we are supposed to be having a guest, Thomas Johnson, and he's having some technical issues and may not be able to make the show. Really disappointed, but we'll be scheduling him to bring him on show a different time. There's one thing I wanted to tell you about Thomas Johnson. He's an executive wellness coach. He is CEO and founder of GetUpNGetFit Wellness Culture Here. Thomas is a C-suite advisor. He is a philanthropist. He is the host of How Can I Serve You podcast. But being a wellness coach, there's an old saying, don't eat at a restaurant of a skinny chef. I mean, if his own food is enough to eat, you probably don't want to eat there. But I'm here to tell you this morning, don't hire or work with an executive wellness coach that doesn't have his own body and wellness can handle his own money and wellness. Thomas is his proof, and his proof is in his way his lifestyle is. He didn't know I was gonna show this, but I got to show it. Take a look at this. Here's his body. That is an executive wellness coach that I would do business with. Why? Oh, they're easy in the showroom. Okay, well, he can look a little different. He's looking a little different but they're what? Glad you're here, Thomas. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Aaron.
I was just telling people about not to eat at a restaurant with skinny shop and how don't hire an executive wellness coach that can't that doesn't show when wellness is. So I should showing the audience your pictures. It's pretty impressive, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a lifestyle. Though what I've realized over the years is it's not about just looking a certain way. You have to live it, right? You have to practice what you preach.
That is so true. That is authentic and genuine. Thank you for that.
Yes, indeed.
All right, well, let's get right into it. Before you came on camera, I introduced and read all your accolades, which are quite impressive. So let's get right into us, can we?
Yes, indeed. Let's
All
get
right, here
going.
we go. Let me cilantro.
The Stroke of Genius podcast, hosted by brain aneurysm and stroke survivor Aaron Avila, sharing the experiences of survivors and CEOs. This is your destination for inspiration.
Here's the man, the myth, the legend, Thomas Johnson. How you doing, bro?
Aaron, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be on Stroke TV, or Stroke of Genius podcast, I should say.
Yeah, that's so awesome, bro. Yes, it's produced by Stroke TV Media. And what I do is Stroke TV Media produces several different shows. But bro, it's so awesome to have you. I'm a spiritual man.
I am too.
And there's energy. And your energy, I can feel your energy is like mine. Like energy attracts like energy. I sense it when we were in Jeff Hazel's C-suite meeting.
Yes, indeed, man. And Aaron, you're so authentic, right? You're authentic. You're real. You tell like it is, and that's why I gravitated towards you, because you're the guy.
There we go. Like energy attracts. Well, let's start out with this podcast. Let's introduce yourself and start out with where you're from.
Yeah, so right now I currently reside in New Jersey, Jersey City. But I'm originally from Monrovia, Liberia. It's a country in West Africa. That's where I was born. And I survived a civil war at a very early age. But I moved to New York City when I was 6 years old, and now I'm living in New Jersey.
Oh, so what is, I'm curious. It's 40 degrees here now. What is the temperature in New Jersey right now?
It's actually in the late 60s right now. So
Yeah, you guys have been warmer on the East Coast. I've talked to Stroke Survivor sister in Niagara Falls. She was like 20 degrees warmer than me in California. So kudos to you, bro.
yes, yeah, appreciate it. Yesterday it was in the 70s actually.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Tell me about Get Up at Fit Wellness Concierge. What is that? You're CEO of the founder of the corporation. What is it?
Yes, so Get Up and Get Fit Wellness Concierge is a coaching and service-based wellness company that helps busy business professionals who are overstressed, right, overweight, experiencing low energy to improve their lifestyle and feel amazing long term. So they have to drive to perform at a higher level and still have energy to do what they want. You know what, Aaron? I used to be a celebrity trainer and nutritionist back in the day, but I had this encounter with a client of mine, and she was the VP of a multi-billion dollar company, right, in New York City. And I was noticing she was having most of her meals at bars and restaurants in the city. And this started to become a little bit more prevalent. And she was having about two to three drinks with each meal. And I noticed she was having about 8 meetings per week. And Aaron, when I saw that, I told myself, TJ, you have to talk to her about this. Something is up. So I decided to sit her down the next time we had our session, and I explained to her what I just discovered. I said, listen, I'm noticing you're having all of these meetings at bars and restaurants, and you're drinking way too much. And you're also drinking a glass of wine with your dinners, and this is starting to add up. And Aaron, out of nowhere, she just broke down my arm and started crying,
Oh my
right?
God.
And she was telling me, and I was extremely shocked because this was a woman. She was very astute, and from the outside, it looked like she had everything together, right?
Right,
The
right.
VP for a multi-billion dollar company in New York City. She carried herself very well. She dressed very well, and I was surprised when she broke down and she started to tell me how she was extremely stressed out, how nobody understood how demanding her position was. And all I did was listen. And I listened, and it dawned on me how stressed out folks within the corporate sector, folks that are business professionals are. Prior to that, I wasn't really thinking about that, you know, and I was like,
Right.
wow. So all these folks they're stressed out and they're dealing with the stress in a negative manner. They're drinking. Some of them are even taking drugs behind the scene. And unbeknownst to me, I was not aware of this, but it became a taboo. It became like the typical norm, right? Happy hours. People go out to happy hours. They'll drink and they will have fun, and they'll drink a whole bunch of coffee, energy drinks. It became part of the norm, you know. And I realized this is not right. So during this time, I told myself, listen, I need to step up and do something about this. I need to create a solution. And that's what I did. It took me a little time to create a concierge company, but now I'm at the place where I'm able to provide a service for busy business professionals because I get it. I understand.
Well, that is really, bro, that is like your calling. I mean, I believe nothing happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Yes, indeed.
Nothing is a mistake. You went see her and she broke down and became real with you.
Yes.
And then and all of a sudden light bulb went on off in your creative brain. You said, I'm gonna solve that problem. And
Yes.
I believe that was meant to be, and that what you're doing is, I mean, you saw me before I could help. I mean, if I had about that, I'd be walking. I wish you were on my West Coast, but the main thing is, you're giving hope, and what good is it gonna do these executives to be making CEOs of multi-billion-dollar companies would have a heart attack or stroke.
Yeah, you're right. Stress.
Stress. There's no stroke causer, bro. No heart attack causer. So good for you for doing that. So I suggest get hold of Thomas. Let's take a minute right now, Thomas. How do people get hold of you if they want to use your service?
So they could go directly to the website. It's GetUpNGetFit.com. So it's GetUpNGetFit.com. Or you can find me on LinkedIn, Thomas Johnson Jr. Right. You can also follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, at GetUpNGetFit. Same thing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, so I'm curious. I can let you name drop if you like. And then who do you work with right currently? Who are you working with?
Yeah. So like I mentioned before, busy business professionals, right? So executives, VP, folks within the C-suite, directors, these individuals that are constantly on the go, right? They're traveling from one area code to the next. They're focusing on the bottom line. They're constantly going. Those are the people that I tend to focus on because the approach that my company has, it tailors towards their schedule. It tailors towards their lifestyle. I've been able to create a program and a structure to provide a support. So we're the water support team for these busy business professionals. Because oftentimes, Aaron, people tend to have a legal team, right? They tend to have a money management team, right? But when it comes to their health, they don't really focus on the waters aspect. Who's your water support team? I mean, what are you doing for water support? Are you just going to the gym? And the thing is, Aaron, people will do certain things for a temporary fix, right? And then go back to their old habits. And it's also one other thing that I've realized over the years. People are so fascinated on the notion of genes. Oh, if my parents was this way, I'm going to end up being this way. That's not true. I've learned over the years that genes are affected by environmental factors, meaning whatever you eat, whatever you connect, whatever you consume, right? The people you connect yourself with, right? The environmental factors will influence the genes. We're not beholden to our genes. So being able to have a water support team, being able to have the proper guidance, being able to eat the right nutrition, being able to get that accountability is crucial, especially if you are a busy business professional, because you're constantly on the go and you're not thinking about yourself. As a CEO, you often don't think about yourself. You think about the company, the employees, the team, the bottom line, right? And by the time you know it, time passes by, right? And you're heavier, you're sicker, you're having back problems, knee problems, right? So one thing that's constant is time. There's always going to be change, but you could change for the better or you could change for the worse. It's up to you.
You know, that I kind of feel guilty in a way because even though I'm in a wheelchair, there's a reason I can be more fit. And you're kind of hitting home with me as a stroke survivor. And I realize I can't imagine a CEO executive like you work with being at the pinnacle of their game and their health declining. And you are there. And I get in from you that you're fully customizable to that person. Your program will basically work around their schedule, their time they have to put into the wellness of their health.
Yes. I mean, you are absolutely true because I've realized that I've learned over the years that you don't have to live in the gym to be healthy. Aaron, my grandfather, my paternal grandfather, right, lived to be 109 years old
Wow.
without stepping a foot in the gym.
Oh,
He had great posture. He ate well. He was active. He was outdoors, right? So I've become obsessed with learning about centenarian's lifestyle, right? And I'm in this for the long run. Aaron, I'm obsessed when it comes to lifestyle, when it comes to nutrition. I'm also a posture specialist, right? I literally practice what I preach. I'm big on sleep. I'm big on understanding how your body reacts. I understand the body from a biomechanical standpoint, kinesiology standpoint. I mean, I went to school for nutrition and personal training, right? Then afterwards, I did a lot of self-study. I tap into epigenetics. I'm a nerd when it comes to the stuff.
Well, I think you're more passionate, but okay. I think it's really, you mentioned nutrition a couple times, and I don't have that. Yeah, I don't have that in your bio, but do you offer nutrition along with the wellness?
Yeah. So I want you to think of wellness as overall, right? Because it's not just me. I have my company, Get Up and Get Fit Wellness Concierge. It does two things. It provides coaching and also service based, right? So providing the wellness supports regarding accountability. We assess your sleep. We assess your activity level. We make sure you're getting the right nutrition, right? So it's overall wellness because oftentimes people focus on when you're working at the desk, for instance, you're sitting for a long period of time. And when you're in that position, your blood is not really circulating well, right? And this is why our legs sometimes become numb, our fingers become numb, or we get carpal tunnel syndrome from being in this position. And we're not getting enough oxygen intake. So we assess the client's lifestyle. I want to know what you're doing from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep because everyone is built different. I want to know what you're doing. They will customize a plan. They will connect you to the right coaches, right? We have nutritionists on staff. We have personal trainers on staff. We even have private chefs, right? So we have various wellness professionals to assist you and guide you and keep you accountable because your lifestyle is different from my lifestyle. So everything is customizable.
Awesome. That is so awesome, bro. I mean, in the corporate world, like you just said, everybody's lifestyle is different.
Yeah.
And it's great to see your wellness concierge, Get Up and Get Fit Corporation will cater to the individual CEO's lifestyle.
Yes.
And has to happen. Thank you very much for that. But I'm curious, what I am just as you speak, I'm feeling kind of guilty because I sit long. I've been in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And I sit at a desk for hours, not moving, but I get dressed, I can do stuff, but I didn't do it. But you kind of waking me up, and I'm just sitting there doing the interview with you for the first time.
Okay.
And I realized that I probably should start moving a little more.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So Aaron, listen, even though you're in a wheelchair, the goal is for you to get your blood circulating, right? Because if you don't circulate your blood, certain parts of your body, right, certain parts of your body is not getting enough blood flow. And how do we feed ourselves? It's through our bloodstream, right? So if you're sitting for too long, you're literally restricting blood flow in your lower extremities, right? This is how people tend to gain weight and how people tend to lose mobility. So I would suggest you set an alarm. All right, an alarm to go off every hour. So before you even get to the desk, get your phone, put an alarm to go off every hour. And when that alarm goes off, do some arm circles, move your body, move your legs, pick your legs up one at a time, wiggle your toes, move around. Movement is life. Movement equates to life. You have to move, right? Something simple as just doing this, wiggling your fingers, right? Wiggling your hips, flexing your muscles. Flex, relax, flex, relax. You want to get the blood flow. You want the muscles to work. You want to push the blood through your various extremities. It's so important, Aaron.
Yeah, I get all jacked and excited because I'm now want to move. Now I'll start today, bro. I tell you, I'm Thomas. I'm gonna do it.
Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna do it every hour because over these years I've realized I'm gonna take it personal a little bit.
Get personal.
Over these years, I found that my pain's been increasing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized I used to stretch every hour. I used to just, move over in my wheelchair, move and turn like I said. I stopped doing that. And now I realize what I've been doing, because I stopped that, my pain increased.
Yes,
And I'm
good.
going to do it, bro. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it.
And so this week, all right, I want you to do it, and I want you to shoot me a text because I want to make sure you're actually doing what you say you're going to do. So shoot me a text this week, all right? Today is Friday. So Saturday, Sunday, shoot me a text after you've done your stretching. All right. So I'm gonna keep you accountable for this weekend.
And that is what you do, bro. I mean, you're helping people. I mean, you're in all reality, what good is any of us if we earn millions of dollars
Mhm.
and die young?
Yes.
Doesn't do us any good.
Yeah. Yes, you're absolutely right, and that's true. And the thing is, you see this in you hear stories about this, right? Or a multi-billionaire, right? He has all this money, but he's hooked up to various apparatus in the hospital, right? He could barely speak, right? He's barely mobile. Because we have made this a taboo, right? Lack of sleep. People praise lack of sleep. Oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead. People praise working. You could work and still do things to make you happy. So if you notice, guys like Richard Branson, right?
Yeah.
They're so big when it comes to the health. Even Jeff Bezos, he has a whole wellness support team. They're big on activity. They're big on investing in their personal wellness because they understand it's all about feeling good. You want to feel good. Right? You can have all the money in the
Yeah.
world, but if you don't feel good, what's the point?
And is it possible to feel good every day? Is it
Yes.
possible? Yeah.
It is. Aaron, the last time I took a pharmaceutical drug was, I think it was like 12 years ago. I listened to my body. I'm not reactive. People tend to be, instead of being proactive, they tend to be reactive, right? I have these rules that I set for myself. So I have my value hierarchy, which is God, peace of mind, and then my family. The reason why peace of mind is second is because without my peace of mind, I can't be the best version of myself. Right. So
Right.
I know if I'm in a stressful situation that's jeopardizing my peace of mind, I need to back away. Right. So I'm preventing myself from becoming stressed out. So that's why peace of mind is there. But in terms of wellness, I'm big when it comes to hydration. I am big when it comes to sleep because sleep is king. Sleep is king. And people don't understand that the more you deprive yourself of sleep, the more your body is shutting down. You're actually going backwards. Your body is literally dying. There has been studies, right, where it mentioned that when you decrease your sleep, you increase your mortality rate. When you decrease your sleep, you increase your mortality rate.
Oh my God. I'm guilty, bro. I'm guilty.
And people don't think about that, right? Don't think about that. They're so used to being jogged up on caffeine and coffee and energy drinks that they don't understand that everything that they're doing is jeopardizing the health. So you have to, your body is a kingdom, man. Your body's your kingdom. So sleep is king, nutrition is queen, and exercise is the prince and princess.
Oh,
Your
love
body's a kingdom.
Love that. That is so awesome. I mean, and bro, if you do a sleep specialist that's willing to come on my show, a big, huge problem within the stroke survivor community is
Mhm.
sleep,
It's sleep. Okay, talk to me.
brain injury, and sleep. So keep your eyes open for a sleep specialist.
Okay.
Come be guest on my show, would you? Because it is a serious problem. Honestly, I feel kind of guilty because you're talking about sleep being king, and I haven't stopped great in 12 years.
Oh wow.
Honestly, that's the brain injury causes your brain to go just stop. Does just stop thinking.
Okay.
But But I use what this is the same issue of sleep and the mind has to tail into the executive. And the executive that's constantly working, constantly thinking, constantly creating. And for them to get to sleep is so important. I can see how so important. Yeah. Here's Jeff Roberts, and he says, "Come on, I don't. Can you see these on the screen?"
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, sleep is important. It's when your body heals itself. Jeff is absolutely right. That's when the body heals itself, and also the brain detoxes itself too. It cleans. It literally cleanses itself. And you know how we have the body have different rhythms, right? Because nature has rules. Nature has rules. This is why we have seasons, and this is why, for instance, a woman menstruates. This is why a baby will walk at a certain period of time, right? Nature has rules. And if we don't sleep, because we are the only creature, human beings, that deprive ourselves of sleep. Animals don't deprive themselves of sleep. If a dog is tired, he's going to sleep in the corner.
Yeah, true. True. I think, you never even thought about that. My dog can fall asleep and rest, take naps, and sleep anytime. And you're right,
Yeah.
he doesn't think about it. It's just,
Mhm.
partner, I'm gonna start listening to my body, bro. That's big. Because a lot of times, you gotta remember, I gotta tell you, I was kind of heavy before my stroke.
Oh, really?
I've been in wheelchair. I was over about 240, 230, 240, around there. I was about 5'11". And that was before my stroke. But I realized after my stroke,
Mm-hmm.
I started listening to my body. So only ate when I was hungry. I did not, because I realized I'm in a wheelchair now. I gotta watch how I eat. Otherwise, most people balloon their way up
Yeah.
when they get a wheelchair, get immobile. And I'm down to probably about 195 to 200 pounds right now.
That's
I'm
good.
the lightest I've ever been. And a
That's
lot of that became what you were saying, listen to your body. My body began to tell me when I was hungry because I figured out by listening to my body. I realized I wasn't walking, wasn't doing anything,
Mhm.
and I wasn't burning the calories. I only ate when I was hungry. So
Oh, that's good. That's great right there. But kudos to you because you realized that you had to do something different in order for you to elicit change. But things to change, you have to change. Now that's a Earl Shoaff line right there. Jim Rome's mentor, right? I love quotes,
yeah.
and you made a change. You made a change. So instead of you being reactive, you started to allow your body to do this work. Allow your body to give you signals for hunger, and then you ate. Because us as Americans, we're always eating. We are always eating. And we'll give our body the time to reset itself and recycle the junk that's within our system, and no longer why we are overly sick as a nation and overweight and obese.
I got to be at that. I mean, we're getting down to the wire of the end of the show, but I curious for the executive that is stuck behind the desk
Mhm.
running a multi-billion corporation. If they don't have more than maybe half an hour a day, can they use your service? Can they make positive changes in their life?
Yeah, like I said, it's once you have a support team, you could actually leverage your time more, right? Because I'm not telling you to live in the gym. I'm not telling you to do the typical things you hear on the internet from other people. Um, yeah, just like with what I've created with Get Up and Get Fit Wellness Concierge, I would suggest these executives reach out. Let's have a breakthrough session. Let me learn about you and find out how I can better serve you. And from there, we'll take it from there. We'll break down your lifestyle, and then we'll create a customized program for you with a whole support team.
Yeah, that is so. Like again, I wish you were on the West Coast, but you and I can talk it personally because I've already Jeff Roberts says, thanks Thomas Johnson, you made four things, but I've been learning about my along the way. And I I want to offer, I want to say that Get Up and Get Fit, Get Up and Get Fit is endorsed by Show TV Media. And I want to
Appreciate
thank you
you.
so much for being here, bro. We're down the end wire. But before I want to take a couple of minutes again. I'm getting over my time. But you used how may I serve you?
Yes.
I want to touch on that because that's something that I've been learning. How may I serve you? So tell me what your theory, philosophy, way of thinking. Why does that fit into what you're doing?
So I'm very philanthropic, right? Um, there has been so many people that have helped me out over the years, right? And I felt that it's only right that I give back. So with my podcast, How May I Serve You, I provide a platform for coaches and executives to come and share the story because it's all about really understanding the individual. And oftentimes when we meet a person, try to find out who they are, and they tend to tell you what they do and not who they are as a person. So the How May I Serve You podcast allow coaches and executives to share their story to really build that know, like, and trust factor that we tend to look for, right? And it's also connected to our philanthropy, which is the goal is to provide 50,000 goes to impact 50,000 people per year. So the podcast is connected to our philanthropic movement. So every time I have a guest, we provide school supplies and books to children in Cambodia. And every time a Get Up and Get Fit receive a new client, we provide 365 days of solar energy access to a school in India. So everything I do is directly connected to a philanthropic movement, right? Um, so everything is interconnected.
So I'm curious. Now you mentioned your podcast. I love, obviously I like podcasts, but tell me when and where and what time how do people get to see your podcast? Watch your podcast?
So normally, so you can find us on any podcast streaming platform. So Spotify, Apple podcasts, etc. So just go to the How May I Serve You podcast. It should pop up. Normally, I interview my guests live via StreamYard, like the way we are having this conversation right now. But the podcast, they're normally posted on those platforms. And we're also on YouTube as well. If you go to Get Up and Get Fit, it should pop up.
All right, Gabe. Well, we're down. I can't believe we're actually 2 minutes up, 4 minutes over. But Thomas, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I hope to come back and see me, and I'll be texting you. I can't press like a start of the weekend, but I must start moving a little more. But thank you for being here, bro.
Aaron, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you.